All right, Cyber Traders, good morning and welcome on back. Really quickly, actually, let me jump on Restream here. A little audio issue, I can tell. Out the gate, stand by for all of us on social media. Great to have all of us back normally inside our live trading room and back on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Again, let me get the audio reconfigured here on social media, but we are good to go for all of us live. Joining us exclusively inside our live trading room here, Kathleen, Brad, Michael, Steven, got Leda, all of us here otherwise, really briefly. Just give me a quick moment.
All right. I think a lot better right now, right? On social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Joining us live this Friday morning. Great to have all of us here. Now, with that said, look what's on the screen, right? Sing. This thing just completely exploded once again. Really quick, let me just ask, is anyone in on this trade live right now inside our live trading room? Wendy, Lawrence, Ray, Leda, Brian, Michael, all of us here, Gillis, let's just see any of our students in on this runner. Take the money and run sooner than later. That's the first key because this stock was exploding yesterday. This is not our first rodeo on this stock, let alone in the last 24 hours. So Kathleen took her money and ran. Beautiful job. I'm sure she took a great profit. Lawrence, Chris in right now too. So, hey, let's go over this trade to begin. Obviously, it's running right now, but really we'll cover what happened yesterday on this stock. This completely took off, and this was actually just the second best mover from yesterday. So, this thing was a little shaky, as you could see throughout the mid-morning, late morning session, but it kept making higher lows, right? It kept making higher lows, teasing for that pop, teasing. And you know what? Thankfully, teasing in a good way because this ended up breaking out, giving you what you were looking for, giving you a good payoff at least numerous times across the afternoon, into the after hours even. But this stock was tailing the other one. Right? ASTS, right? Let's talk about that now. This was the better of the two from yesterday. It's not popping right now like the Sing trade is at least, but they're not going to move 100% the same. They were somewhat in correlation from yesterday at least, but ASTS completely took off as well. This was Fausto's swing trade that he had from a couple weeks back. He is just dominating the stock right now. So, I normally know that when he sends me a few messages on the side, like a couple dollar bill, emoji signs, and like, okay, he's definitely doing pretty well on this thing. Well, it ended up running all the way up towards 30 and above. And what we mean by that is, well, it's what you see on the screen, right? But outside of just seeing the regular chart, yesterday we had a pretty big sell order out there at 30, big resistance on level 4, a 53,000 share sell order out there, popped up mid to late morning, and it had a couple of tests, a few tests of the level where it was teasing, and broke out. It flipped resistance into support at first. Again, it led to a new move. It was beautiful. This was such a good trade. Now, at that point, though, our next resistance levels we had around here, I was looking for a squeeze up towards like 37 if we can get it. Like that would have been a home run for yesterday afternoon. But even that, look at what's ahead here at $50. A lot of this actually got pulled from the order book. I think Fausto was commenting on this in the morning broadcast yesterday, right? Showed up as soon as the market had opened, and a good amount of that order got pulled. I think it was like 130,000, 120,000 shares at one point, and it dropped off 50%, if not more. So pretty interesting, at least for now, with CING trying to go up a little bit. Look what's happening here, not making that same exact pop. Again, they trade differently. That's all right. But with that in mind there, ended up making a pretty good push at least off of 30. And then we'll look to see if it can continue to make a pretty good push otherwise coming up after the open. So, to go back to the CING at least, that's more of today's pre-market mover. Big shake back down. Yeah. So that's where I was a little nervous about that. Here going into the morning meeting, right before 9 o'clock, I was saying like around this time, like, yeah, it's kind of weak. It's not really showing too much. It's higher lows, granted, but there wasn't a whole lot that was standing out to me. I needed to see 950 flip from resistance into support. And granted, you had a great pop as we started this meeting off. So if anyone jumped in, scalped it, took a little money here or there, phenomenal, right? You're starting your slow summer Friday morning off with a good profit. Yeah, well, look what happened now. So, this needs to hold over 950. Otherwise, it is going to be cooked like a $5 steak. I'm telling you. So, CING, ASTS. How could we not put them on our watch list at least to begin? right? We'll go right back to the well on them. I have no problem doing that in this scenario. We normally don't like going back to the well, like just following the same stock over and over and over. There's always new flavor, the flavor of the day, flavor of the week. I mean, listen, as much as you knew I was all over PLTR from last week and the beginning of this week, I wasn't on it yesterday. Not on it this morning, that's for sure. So you got to learn to move on from certain trades. And more often than not, we do that here. But you know what? While we're at it right now, Sing and ASTS, we'll keep them on our list for right now. John says, I missed out on Sing this morning. I don't have much experience in pre-market trading. No sweat, right? And that's a great reason, right? And John knows this because he actually killed it yesterday, like during the regular trading session. John H, that is one of our new gold students. And, just to mention that you're not going to be able to catch everything, right? Not just because, it's pre-market, but you might not be at your desk one day and stock takes off. So the best thing to do as a new trader of CTU, new student of CTU at least, is to try and get over the emotional hump of missing out on a pop. Here in this case, John, yeah, you're still relatively new student of CTU. You're still getting your feet wet. Pre-market trading, everyone here knows you can't set a stop order, right? You can never set a stop in pre-market. So you got to be very careful with risk management. And we'll teach you how to do that over time, actually in the phase 2 curriculum. Oh, this is a nice segue. How about this, John? I appreciate you here. You're making me do a nice segue right now to promote our classes coming up later on today. Coming up later on this morning, we got the phase 1 stock course coming up, but that's where I'm going to hint to John H here, actually in the phase 2 curriculum. Next week, I'll be doing the phase 2 curriculum, but actually coming up, we did a class previously last month on halts. Just go back to that class recording, John. That's just last month in the July phase 2 class recordings there. That's class number 3 numerically, but just to keep in mind for all of our bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond C2 students here, we are continuing the phase 1 stock course, that is, later on this morning, just with class 7 here, scanning the market, and then we'll finish up later on today with shorting stocks. And then immediately after that, I'm going to Miami. So nice busy day for me, at least, and for you as well. But for right now, let's go from top to bottom here. Let's see what else we could add to our watch list. Sing and ASTS, of course. We had a couple good movers this week. I saw on GovX, RKLB here and there. We'll go through them. We'll check them out as we go through. Market's down today, right? So not a whole lot on the gainer side to begin. We talked about this yesterday here inside our live trading room. It's just to say that you open up the blinds, you open up your curtains, you open up the door this morning to check the weather. Listen, it's a little rainy outside here in the stock market. It's up to you if you want to bring an umbrella or not. You know what I mean? It's up to you if you want to walk outside shirtless or, wearing a tank top in the pouring rain, or, if you want to cover up. So that's what I mean by that here is, it's kind of a dry morning outside of Sing and ASTS, meaning that there's not as much opportunity. So don't try and be a gunslinger on a dry day. Here, GTech, it's like tradable, has good order book, but it's been down. It's been dropping off the whole pre-market. So we're hopeful on that, but it's been going nowhere. Riley, now this actually made a little pop after 8:30, right? Let's actually check the news out on this stock. I'm sorry, was that 8:30 or 8 o'clock? 8:30. Okay. So let's just check the news out on Riley here. Trading higher after the company in a 13D filing disclosed that the company wrote a letter to the board of directors with a proposal to acquire all shares of common stock. Oh, I guess it's the owner of the company, Brian R. Riley. He wants to acquire all shares of common stock that he does not own for a price of $7 per share. That's interesting. All right, so it's not a buyout. It is not buyout, which means that, we might trade the stock here. It's been moving a little bit here and there off of 6 and moving up towards 650. Just know your worth, though, because that news, that headline with the common stock that he's buying is at 7. So, I wouldn't try and get too greedy on this trade from here. See if it can get a 50-cent push. And, if it goes a little higher, then try and base it off the cyber clock. But, yeah, for now, we'll add it. Not a bad trade. Quantum QNTM, my dyslexia tripping me up there early. EBS, kind of trending up a bit there. Not really a filled in order book though. GovX, this had a good move just earlier this week, not even from yesterday. So let's actually just dig into this from earlier this week. This stock had a nice pop off the Mpox, outbreak, right? Just with the monkeypox, Mpox news going on. This alongside VRAX, SIGA, a bunch of these pharma stocks that are vaccine related. Well, they had a good push on Wednesday. We did really well on these trades. And then Thursday, this was a nasty little prick here. This thing popped and dropped very quickly. Actually, it popped to the point where you wouldn't believe it if you saw this chart, but it was actually about to get halted right at this point. We all had, our feet kicked up pretty much on this trade. And then next thing you know, thing just collapsed. As much as I had my feet kicked up, I did have my stop set break even at 375. It took me out exactly at my entry price. And I mean, hey, I don't like to puff my chest out with that because it doesn't make me money. But you know what? I saved my ass on this trade. And I think that every one of us needs to set their seatbelt pretty tight, upon jumping into a trade, upon starting their car. So that's what could really save you here in terms of, a random accident possibly happening. Now, here for this morning, that's up 7% from yesterday's close, trying to make a small comeback. I'm going to put this on the side list for right now. I'll come back to it at the end. It's already 9:12 in the morning, so we want to have enough time to make sure we have enough time to prep up levels here, just go through things a bit quicker, actually. So RKLB making a decent trend. This was one from yesterday we had on our watch list, and we were looking for a move off of $6, off the breakout at least. So it was pop, drop, and never ended up retesting after. Well, this morning it ended up pushing way above 6. So it's to say resistance can flip into support, and that is exactly what you're starting to see here. A little choppy around 6, but under and over, right? And a couple good moves. All right, now I think that's pretty much it. There wasn't a whole lot else from the gainer side or things that were up, right? I mean, I'll go through the more expensive gainers list now at this point. Yeah, when you get no stocks here on my other gainers list, this is like for more expensive stocks, name brand stocks. Yeah, there's nothing trading over 100,000 shares. That is up 3%. That is not a good sign, my friends. Let's hop over to the losers list. This also, I mean, maybe the name brand stocks aren't down too much percentage-wise, but they're sure as hell not on the gainer side, at least. They're not even positive. LUMN, that's not really going anywhere. SOX L, this is dropping off, so that's where we'll take a look at NVIDIA. It's only down 1.2%, so, not really down as much, I guess. Tesla, my AMD, Microsoft a little bit, but spotty. Coinbase kind of positive, I guess. That's like the only name brand stock that I kind of have on my own list here that's positive, I reckon, but we're not going to add this. All right, so I'll tell you what, we got a decent list already, but if there's anything else looking good, folks, from you, from Brad, from Kathleen, from Michael, from Ravina and Phil and all of us here in chat, all of our students, let us know. I guess at this point, it doesn't hurt for us to add GovX, right? GOVX, we said. Doesn't hurt. Checking out YouTube here from Rigoberto. Hey, this from earlier here at least, but he's on the ball with us here right now. What about Riley? That's already on our list, but I'm just catching your chat right now, Rigoberto. So appreciate you joining us. And as well, hey, make sure to follow us on our social media streams and platforms collectively at Cyber Trading U, popping up on the lower left. If you're already doing that, we appreciate that. And if you're looking to take the next step, actually scan that QR code. If you see on the top left right there, I'd actually demonstrate it to you right now at the webcam, but I got a face for radio this morning. So with your phone, with your camera, you could actually scan that QR code on the top left right there. Join us for a week-long trial inside our live trading room. I actually have a bunch of new trial members joining us just from yesterday and I think from Wednesday too. Elena, I see Johnny L, Randall S, Gillis, Daniel, Alan T, you got the initials WV, maybe West Virginia right there. West Virginia Charlie, maybe that is, WVC. You got Ron S. and a bunch more at least joining us just from this week. So we hope that you're enjoying your time all together. Again, I would not be a 10-year instructor with Fausto if I did not say, for any of our trial members here, we hope that you enjoy, but do not look to risk any money just yet. Just sit back, enjoy the ride. See if this is something that is attainable to begin with. See that, watch our students, watch myself here, watch Fausto, watch Rich and all of us here collectively at Cyber Trading University and across the 5 days that you have with us, not just one day at least, but, just see if this is something that you could do and that we could do on a consistent level. And, from there, we'll look to hold your hand the whole way through as you look to dive through our curriculum, and then we'll look to get you set up with trading. But welcome aboard. And for all of us here, otherwise, all of our students here, just stay tuned. We'll be back on the mic coming up here just shortly after the market opens up. I think I'll have Fausto with me at that point. But again, just for all of us on YouTube, Facebook Live,